All right, let's look at the driver cover. Okay, this is how it prints, just like this. When it prints, I modeled in some supports that should break away pretty easily. And also, if you notice the holes here, they'll have one layer of where it's filled in. And the reason for that is otherwise I would come and try to put the hole here, the outline of the hole, in the middle of nowhere, and it would fail. That hole would fail. You need a first layer complete for it to do it, because it's actually, let's see if I can get in there, it's actually creating that nice surface in midair with nothing below it. Okay, so here is how it prints, just like this. One thing you'll have to do is break away the supports. I modeled it so that there's only one layer with a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. There's only one layer on the base right here, and also it's actually only the curves that gets it. There's a big area in the middle that has no connection to the base, and then it just supports the underside right there, up top, so that you get a nice overhang. I mean, that's quite the distance to overhang. So what you do is the longer flaps, you just push in on those, and the whole thing just breaks right out. There might be a little bit here left behind, but that also just breaks right off. You can use these guys here, nippers, to go in and snip all that out. Okay, and that snips quite easily. You can leave them in, doesn't really matter, because when it's on the machine or on the controller, it's going to be like this. You're never going to see that. Okay, so you can also see we have some standoffs or bump outs here modeled into the side, so that the fan blade has no chance of hitting the edge. We don't want it to hit the edge, so I added that. This is what you're going to need to install the fans on this. You're going to need eight of these M4 by 25 millimeter screws. You're going to need 8 M4 lock nuts, and you're going to need 16 M4 washers. Okay, I use this guy here. It's real nice, with a Allen head tool on the end of it, and then this a 7 millimeter wrench. Okay, so what you're going to do is you'll take a screw, you'll take a washer like that. You will also need 2 of these guys, which are the fan covers for the outside, because we're blowing in across the heat sinks of the drivers. Okay, and what's very important is to get the fan direction correctly. And right here by the cables, see if we can focus in on that, you can see airflow and rotation. So we want it blowing in, and I've noticed pretty much universally that it always blows towards the bracketry here that holds the motor. Okay, so that goes towards the inside, so those go in here. I also have modeled inside a few, let's see, where are they on this side, a few places to zip tie the wires to. So when we put our fan in, we're going to put our fan in such a way that the wire comes down here and past the zip tie anchor. Okay, so one screw like this, you take your fan grate, let me try to zoom out here, take your fan grate. You're not going to be doing this one-handed. Okay, and you got a screw with a washer at its head, a fan grate, goes in from outside. If you have your cover like this, it's upside down, so the fan grate goes in upside down, and it goes through. Now I can't really assemble this with one hand, but then the fan goes on, okay, like this, through that, and then another washer, and then a lock nut. Okay, so you install both fans in there, facing blowing in. I like them both blowing in. These are 60 millimeter quiet run fans. These are the ones that I put on the full controllers that I sell. What's nice is when the covers are on, okay, this is a prototype. This was our prototype. We use much smaller ribbon cables now, and much nicer looking main power wire setup. But anyways, when this is on and the lid's on, the fans are blowing in across the drivers and across the heat sinks. There is plenty of places for the air to escape, but one of the main places that escapes is right down this way, and it blows right across the Arduino and the Demon Shield. So it's a pretty nice setup for that reason too. With them both blowing in, there's enough airflow that it comes around and it blows right past the circuit boards and keeps them cool too. Not that those really ever get hot. Your drivers are going to get hot. This really doesn't get hot. So anyways, that is how you put the fans on the Demon Shield or Demon Controller fan shroud.